Hey, what's up, social media world? Back at you again with another vision video. So yeah, like I told y'all, that's what the Most High got me doing. So, I'm just making videos of all the visions that I had until Most High wants me to move another way. So in this video, it was about me being connected to the source, being connected to the Most High, having a direct link to the Most High. If I didn't know it already, I know it for sure now by having this vision, So here it is. So anyway, I'm I'm in the country. This little country called Shell Quarters, where I grew up at with my grandparents. And I'm on this road that was like, I guess it was like other people that we knew lived back there. So it was like, I guess, a few roads from like the roads you would get to like my grandparents' house, before they passed away and gave it to my mom. So I was on that road walking, and this freaking guy that I'm always saying is in my dreams, a guy that I grew up with, there he goes again. He's there with me. And I'm just thinking like, golly, like why this guy's always in my dreams, man. And then my sister Lisa popped up too. She be popping up, not a lot, but so you might hear me saying she pop up in my visions also. So she was there, and then she was just gone. And a lot of times she's in my visions, it's like she's there and then she's gone. So she was there and she was gone. And all of a sudden they had like this tornado. You know what I'm saying? Like this tornado just like came like out of nowhere. And when it came, it was like boom, it like hit the ground. It was like right in front of me. And at this point, I'm remembering not being scared of a tornado because, and freaking 100% of my dreams, if I see a tornado, the tornado's running away from me. You know what I'm saying? It's like I never understood that, but the tornado is running away from me. It's like the tornado, when I see one, if it's doing this thing, then if all of a sudden, like if it was conscious and it realized it saw me, it started going the opposite way of me. But this time, it didn't do that. And so that's why I kind of like, I guess that's why I kind of got a little scared in the vision, because when I saw it, I'm just like not worried about it, because I'm thinking like, okay, it's gonna go the other way. And this guy, you know what I'm saying, that's in this my vision. It's like I said, every time he's in my vision, it's always like he's conniving, right? It's like he's sneaky. It's like he's plotting. It's like he's trying to get me, man. You know what I'm saying? But it's like he never harms me in none of my videos. None of my visions. He never harms me. But it's like he just, you can't trust him. You know what I'm saying? But it's like he's there for something, but you can't trust him. Almost like freaking Smeagol on the Lord of the Rings type stuff. But so you should never put your guard down and trust this character Smeagol. Just like I should never put my guard down and trust this guy. That's always in my vision. So anyway, I'm thinking, okay, when I see the tornado, I'm thinking like, okay, I'm gonna just go ahead and get in this ditch, because it had this ditch right here, and like the drainage, like like the drainage, the pipe or whatever, that you can. I was just thinking about if I got inside that pipe, because here in Louisiana they tell you if you caught up somewhere where you can't get away, get inside of a ditch. You know what I'm saying? Lay down in the ditch, that way you won't be harmed by the tornado. So I remember thinking that, and I got inside the ditch, and I got inside of the little drainage pipe thing, and all of a sudden the hurricane was like, how they sound like a train or something, like a whoop whoop, noise or whatever. They got a little unique noise to a tornado whenever you hear them, and it was like right up on me. It was like right by me. And I remember thinking I'm just like ducked down in the ditch, and it's like I still see this guy. You know what I'm saying? I still see this guy, and I'm kind of thinking like, okay, well, you're not gonna get out the way, or I'm thinking like, the tornado's not gonna hurt me because I done been through this before, and I know that it's not gonna do anything to me. And it was almost like homie, like I don't know, like done something like that with his hands. And whenever it done that, it was like the hurricane, like, I mean, I keep saying a hurricane because we got hurricanes and tornadoes here, but the tornado, like, it's almost like if it stooped down and just sucked at me out of the freaking out of this drainage pipe. And when it sucked me, I remember like getting sucked out of it. I grabbed it, like if it had a handle, I was on it like that, and I was just like the wind just had me. You know what I'm saying? Like I was just just squeezing, grabbing my dear life for me not to let go. And I never let go. And it's like the thing just had so much freaking pull, like so much pull, like on my body, but it was crazy because it wasn't like it was trying to like pull me to suck me into it. It was almost like if it like was pulling me like this, like if it had half of my body with this hand and half of my body with that hand, and it was squeezing me tight, and it was just like trying to rip me in half. You know what I'm saying? That's how the feeling was. And I'm thinking like, what the hell is going on? And all of a sudden, I snapped in all of a sudden I snapped in half, bro. I snapped in two pieces, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm getting scared. And this guy that's always in my dreams, I remember seeing him smile like with a smirk on his face, like if he finally had gotten me. You know what I'm saying? Like all these times he been in my dream, he never harmed me, but this time he finally had got me. Like he caught me off guard, because like I said, I wasn't thinking the tornado was gonna hurt me because it's always running away from me. So whenever I saw it, I wasn't tripping. I let my guard down, and when I did that, that's where I messed up at, and I snapped in half. And so whenever I snapped in half, I'm like, I kind of got scared, but when I snapped in half, it was like everything was over. It was like it was just calm, and it was like that area where I was at, it was like the whole surface was just full of water. Like this whole area was just covered with water. And I was like, you could see like my body from here to here, like this part was just sitting on top of the water. But you could see like from this point on down, and I could see my legs like way over there, like way away from me. And then I remember thinking like, oh, let me get my body back, because my intestines, I could see my intestines, and it was like my intestine was way over there, but I was still alive, because I was thinking like, oh, okay, my body maybe be apart, but my intestines is still, connected, because they say your intestines can stretch out to freaking, tens, 50, like feet, like they can stretch out that long. So I'm thinking like, okay, so this is why I'm still alive, because I'm still connected to my intestines. And so I remember grabbing my freaking intestines like that, I'm trying to get my legs back so I can connect myself back to my body or whatever. And so when I was doing that, it was like all of a sudden my freaking intestines, it turned into like this extension cord. So I don't know, like the 120 volt, that you plug, in your wall, but if you saw the cable behind it, you know what I'm saying, that's feeding that socket that you plug into, the 120 volt. If you saw the cable, most of them I see is more like a white, cream looking color. So anyway, my intestine was that extent. It turned into that electrical cord. And so I remember thinking like, oh, I used the, like, oh shit, I said it like that because electricity and water is not good. They don't go together. So I'm thinking like I'm about to get electrocuted. And so it was like when I was pulling myself in and it turned into that electrical cord, I kind of like let go and got scared because, like I said, I didn't want to get electrocuted. And then all of a sudden, it was like I saw like this beam of light. You know what I'm saying? Like this came from like from on the side of me, but it didn't go no further this way. It just stayed like right here. And I remember turning, and as I turned, it was like my whole body, with the extension cord that was connected to me, move, that way, like if it was like stiff, like if I was just like it was just like I was stiff. So when I turned that way, everything moved that way with me, and then it went into the light source. And then whenever it went into the light source, I remember like looking down at myself, and I can't remember if my legs had made it back to me at this point, because I wasn't even worrying, I wasn't even tripping, I wasn't worrying about nothing at this time. And then it was like I saw like this glow. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if you see like the the Yeshua, you know what I'm saying, who the word knows, Jesus Christ pictures, and you may see him like with an afro, but he got like this glow halo around him. I mean, you'll see it with the white Jesus one too, but at this point we already know that ain't real. So anyway, so the one you see him with his afro or his dreads, he got one with his dreads, and you see that halo. It was like I saw that around my whole body. And then all of a sudden that extension cord was connected to that light source, and then it was like the extension cord turned into the light source itself, and this was all, and it was still connected to my gut. And I remember thinking I wouldn't think it though. I wouldn't think it. I knew this, and so I woke up. But when I woke up, or before I woke up, I knew that I knew that it meant that so I woke up. All right, so that was pretty much the end of it. Then I woke up, and when I woke up, I remember thinking I guess I'm giving a recap on it now, but I remember thinking like I'm connected to the source. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm connected to it. I'm like that was my direct link. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I'm always saying that, I don't have to go through, Yeshua, Jesus Christ. I don't have to do that. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I don't need y'all praying for me. I don't need y'all praying for me or not praying. It don't matter. Whatever energy you want to waste on it, that's on you. You know what I'm saying? The Most High actually got people down here that don't have to go through that trend that everybody else got to go through. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not telling people that they ain't got to go through that trend, but I know a lot of chosen people don't have to go through that trend. But it's up for them to tap into that and figure that out themselves. So I've always been saying that I had a direct connection to the source. Like I said, it took me 10 years, it took me 6 years before I can really accept that, because I didn't want to overstep Jesus Christ's head. I didn't want to overstep Yeshua's head. But, it took me 6 years for me to finally just let it go, and come to find out I was right the whole time. I explained that into another video also. So anyway, that right there, summed it up. You know what I'm saying? Like you was right the whole time, which is at this point I had to knew I was right, because I had been on this awoken journey for a while now. So anyway, it was like, and it was just like I remember, I'm always smiling like in my dreams when I get an interpretation or feel something. So I just remember like smiling and being, so grateful and happy, and it was, and getting the confirmation and understanding, and it meant that once you understand that you're a God, right? You know what I'm saying? Once you understand that you God and God is you understand yourself as a light source, as a light being, as this energy source. And that's what it was just showing me. That light source that I saw that came out of nowhere, that appeared on Simon, that was the Most High. That was the Creator. That was the divine. You know what I'm saying? That wasn't the God in the Bible. That's the God that created the universe, the multiverse. You know what I'm saying? The heaven. That was that God. You know what I'm saying? That was the true image of God right there. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, God don't have a face. God is not a, he's not a human being, but he turned himself into a human being, which is people know as Jesus Christ, which is Yeshua. You know what I'm saying? And which that's so-called a black man. So he formed himself into that, just like how he looks like me and I look like him. It's just the same thing. So So it's so it's yeah, I'm connected to the, which we are. If you look at people uh, videos where they talk about how they died and they came back and all that, and how we all one, we all connected. They ain't lying. They telling you the truth. They probably telling you the truth because we really are connected. And but we got evil people and all that stuff. So no one never explained that part. But it's just like, nevertheless, we are connected in some type of way. And so it's an umbilical cord. Is what it is. You know what I'm saying? And so that extension cord that was my intestines turned out to be, that was my umbilical cord. And that umbilical cord turned out to be the same light source that came out of nowhere. It's showing me that I was connected directly to the source. You know what I'm saying? Directly to the source. And I'm not the only one that have this connection. Like I said, a lot of people have this connection. We just been so dumbed down with religion and all this other stuff. We so scared to tap in. We so scared to thinking that we putting God to the side and trying to figure out who we is first. You know what I'm saying? We so stuck on letting go and just letting God and just getting everything to God to where we don't even figure out who the hell we are first. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, those things is okay, but we shouldn't be going. We should be knowing who he is by now, y'all. You know what I'm saying? It's the age of information. You know what I'm saying? And it's just out there. You can just, like I said, you got a freaking computer in your hand, your phone, and you can pull up anything. With all this AI stuff, this freaking Google and Siri. A lot of people don't like this stuff, but you just use it for the right thing, you can get a lot of information. So yeah, you know what I'm saying? So I'm not the only one that's connected to this type of source. So I'm never coming over here thinking that I'm better than someone, you know what I'm saying, or anything like that. But nevertheless, God did make some people higher than other people. All you gotta do is read the Bible, you can see that. But when we come on this 3D plane and try to act like that, oh, well, we all one, we all this and that. But I mean, just be real with yourself. That ain't true. That ain't true. You know what I'm saying? Some of y'all that's saying that, you the very one that look down on the other ethnic group or other, you know what I'm saying? If you're not the so-called chosen one directly from God. You know what I'm saying? Even them not supposed to look down on people. And that just so happen to be the so-called, African Americans and, our other tribe that's across the four corners of the earth. We know who we are. We waking up to the truth. But we got a lot that's just not accepting it. But anyway, yeah, so that vision also was a few months ago. And yeah, it's like this guy, he finally thought he'd done something, man. He finally thought he had done something, man. And it was funny, I never seen him. I had maybe 7 dreams, or maybe more than that since then, and I never saw him in my dream again ever since he finally had a chance to harm me. Because all the other time he never would harm me, but I just knew he couldn't be trusted. But when he finally did, he never appeared back in my visions again. I ain't saying he's not going to, but I just kind of think that's funny how it went down like that. But yeah, so and when I make these videos, I just like jump on camera and just start talking because I just had the vision, right? You know what I'm saying? It's authentic. So I just said how I had it. But sometimes I wish I can clean it up, clear it up a little bit more, you know what I'm saying? But I just be wanting to just get them out the way, because like I said, this wasn't my intention to do these videos. This is something the Most High wanted me to do. And so I just do them because they are authentic and, they really happen. So I'm just getting it out there. I'm putting it out there so I can get on to the next one. And because it is going to be a stopping point.